What if the belief I'm not enough is quietly draining your energy and affecting your health? If you're experiencing headaches, chronic fatigue, digestive issues, or sleep problems that just won't go away no matter what you try, well, there may be more happening beneath the surface. These symptoms aren't always just physical. They can be the body's response to a deeper emotional pattern, one that's hidden, persistent, and rarely addressed directly. In this Tong Ren tapping session, we'll begin to release that belief and gently invite your body back into balance, calm, and safety. Hello and welcome. I'm Johanna, and today we'll be focusing on one of the most common and quietly damaging subconscious patterns. I'm not enough as I am. Now, you may recognize this belief as repetitive thoughts like, ordinary me isn't enough, I need to be extraordinary to really matter in the world, or I'm not prepared enough to handle what's coming, my needs don't matter compared to other people's needs, or if I'm not needed by others, I'm nothing. These thoughts may seem like harmless mental habits, but they go deeper. They create real physiological effects. They trigger hormonal stress responses throughout the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. And this sets off a feedback loop where the emotions affect your body, and then your body amplifies those emotions. So this is why working with just the physical body or just the emotions is often not enough. Now, healing needs to happen at this level where both meet. So in this session, we'll work with the energy system that connects your mind and your body. Using Tong Ren tapping, I'll help open up the energetic pathways that carry both the emotional and the physical imprints of this not enough belief. Now, if you're new to Tong Ren, there's nothing your conscious mind needs to do during this session. You can simply relax and receive. You can even fall asleep. You may feel warmth, some tingling, or a gentle release of emotion, or nothing at all. All of these responses are perfectly normal. Your body knows how to use this healing energy in its own way, in its own time. So just take a moment now to settle in, feel the support of whatever you're sitting upon or lying against, and I'll just invite you to take a breath in through your nose and a slow breath out through the mouth. And let's do that one more time. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. And in Tong Ren, a positive intention plays a powerful role in the healing process. So my intention for this session is to help you reconnect with this part of you that's always been whole, to gently dissolve the false belief that you're not enough in some way, and to support your body in remembering its natural state of balance, confidence, and worthiness. You are already enough. This work just simply helps your system remember that truth. Now, you're welcome to set your own intention as well, or just rest and know that the healing energy is flowing exactly where it's needed. So here's what we'll focus on in today's 3-part session. We're going to begin with the brain, enhancing blood flow to the brain and stimulating key areas that are tied to emotional balance and supportive beliefs. And next, we'll work through the spine, addressing the sympathetic nervous system to release any built-up tension and restore resilience. And finally, we'll support the parasympathetic nervous system, activating your body's natural rest and digest state for a deep renewal. I'll guide you gently throughout, but there's no need to follow every word. Your body and your energy system already know what to do. And as I begin tapping, allow yourself to settle in comfortably. Notice the support beneath you. You might feel waves of warmth, tingling, relaxation, and maybe an old memory may resurface. But whatever comes up is all part of your unique healing process, and you're safe to receive whatever arises. Your body is wise, your energy is responsive, and you don't need to earn this healing. It's already yours. So let's begin this journey to gently dissolve the not enough pattern and guide you back to the truth that's always been within you. You are whole, you are worthy, and you are already enough. We'll begin by tapping at the center of your chest, awakening your inherent worthiness. As I tap, feel the expansion that allows self-acceptance to flow through your entire being. This point dissolves the chest constriction that accompanies feelings of not enough and opens up your heart to receive the truth of your value. With each tap, affirm, my worth is inherent and unshaken by temporary experiences. Next, we're clearing pathways for self-affirming thoughts. These points ensure that messages of inherent worth can flow freely to the brain, dissolving old neural pathways of self-criticism. Feel how each tap creates space for new perceptions of yourself, allowing nurturing self-talk to replace harsh judgment. Notice how your relationship with yourself softens with each activation. Next, we tap points on the throat to release the voice of unworthiness caught in your throat. These neck points free up your authentic expression that has been suppressed by feelings of inadequacy. Feel how they dissolve the tension of holding back your truth and your gifts. As I tap, sense your voice reconnecting with your inherent value. Affirm, my voice holds power because my existence matters. Next, we tap to expand breath capacity to fully receive your worthiness. These junction points dissolve the shallow breathing pattern of unworthiness, inviting in the deep, nourishing breath that affirms your right to take up space. Feel how each tap helps you inhale self-acceptance and exhale self-judgment. Notice the shoulders relaxing as you release the burden of proving your value. Next, we tap to open to new perspectives about your inherent value. These sky window points create space for fresh insights that contradict old beliefs of unworthiness. Feel how they dissolve rigid self-perceptions and allow in the light of self-recognition. Affirm as I tap, I am not defined by external perceptions. My self-worth flows from within. Next, we move to the forehead, harmonizing the hormonal responses to perceived unworthiness. These forehead points rebalance the stress chemistry triggered by self-doubt. As I tap, feel your body shifting from fight or flight reactions to a state of safety and acceptance. Notice how your forehead relaxes as these points dissolve patterns of harsh self-judgment. Next, we're tapping to harmonize the hormonal responses to perceived unworthiness. These points rebalance the stress chemistry triggered by self-doubt. As I tap, feel your body shifting from fight or flight reactions to a state of safety and acceptance. These points reconnect your conscious mind to the bodily wisdom that knows your inherent value. I am not defined by external perceptions. My self-worth flows from within. I feel this truth awakening in every cell. Next, we tap at the top of the head to dissolve the brain's alarm response to imagined rejection. Each tap recalibrates your nervous system from protection to connection, calming the hypervigilance that accompanies unworthiness. Feel these points quieting the anxious thoughts of not belonging. Affirm, my worth is inherent and unshaken by temporary experiences. I am opening to receive this truth now. At the crown of your head, we awaken your innate knowing of self-worth. These crown points dissolve the mental fog that obscures your true value and coordinate brain functions that support self-recognition. Feel how they integrate fragmented self-perceptions into a unified sense of inherent worthiness with each tap. These master points connect you to the universal truth of your value. Next, we tap points to support clarity about your true value. These points enhance neural integration, dissolving the cognitive dissonance between your accomplishments and feelings of unworthiness. As I tap, feel the different parts of your brain harmonizing around the truth of your inherent worth. Notice how these points bring coherence to your self-perception. Moving further back on the scalp, we refine your ability to recognize evidence of your worth. These points help your body process the sensations of worthiness that may feel unfamiliar to you. With each tap, feel how they enhance your capacity to receive positive feedback and self-appreciation, creating a clearer picture of your true value. Next, we move to the back of your head, supporting the fundamental recognition of your right to exist. These points at the back of the head encourage the deep knowing that you deserve to occupy space in this world without earning it. Feel how they enhance your physical and emotional stability as I tap. Affirm, each challenge I face reveals new strength within me. I am growing wiser and more compassionate through every experience. And moving to the base of the skull, we release where perfectionism grips the body. This powerful point where the head meets the neck dissolves the tension of constantly striving to be enough. Feel the release as I tap here. Freeing you from rigid standards of performance-based worth. This point helps transform stagnant patterns of self-criticism into flowing self-acceptance. Every challenge I encounter is an opportunity for growth and wisdom. I welcome these with an open heart. And now moving to the forehead. We dissolve the thought patterns that reinforce unworthiness. These forehead protectors clear the frontal lobe of habitual self-deprecation. As I tap, feel your capacity for self-compassion growing stronger than ingrained self-judgment. Notice how these points bring clarity to recognize your intrinsic value regardless of external validation. I embrace myself with the same compassion I offer others, knowing that our shared humanity includes imperfection. I am safe in this truth. Next, we tap the yin tang point to calm the mental search for evidence of inadequacy. These points around the eyes quiet the hypervigilant scanning for proof of unworthiness. Feel the mental chatter about not being enough dissolving, and intuitive self-acceptance strengthening as I tap. Restorative rest heals my nervous system and quiets self-criticism. My mind finds peace in the present moment. Next, we tap around the temples to ease the facial tension of perceived judgment. These points release any held patterns of bracing against criticism around the ears and the temples. With each tap, feel chronic tension of self-consciousness melting away, creating ease throughout your face and head. Notice how these points invite spaciousness where constriction of unworthiness once lived. Next, we tap the gallbladder points around the ear to dissolve rigid beliefs about conditional worth. These points along the side of the head enhance your brain's ability to recognize and release outdated self-perceptions. Feel how they encourage flexibility in how you define your value as I tap. Allowing you to recognize worth as your birthright rather than something to earn. This point is enhancing authentic self-expression, free from unworthiness. It dissolves blocks between your truth and your voice, caused by feeling undeserving. As I tap, feel the alignment between your deepest sense of value and your communication. Affirm, my voice holds power because my existence matters. And next we move to the spine, opening up all of the points from top to bottom. And then we open these points at the top of the cervical spine, opening the channels between self-perception and bodily experience. These upper cervical vertebrae dissolve the connection between mind and body that accompanies unworthiness. Feel how they integrate your thoughts of value with physical sensations of worthiness as I tap. I am gently shifting from protection to connection, from self-criticism to self-acceptance. My body knows how to find this balance. Moving further down, we free the nerve pathways constricted by unworthiness. These middle cervical vertebrae dissolve tension patterns that restrict full embodiment. With each tap, feel how they encourage your body to expand beyond the contracted state of feeling undeserving. Notice the ripple of release through your upper body as you reclaim your right to space. Next, we begin rebalancing metabolism that may be disrupted by unworthiness stress. These lower cervical vertebrae dissolve the energy depletion caused by constant self-judgment. Feel how they help restore vital reserves as I tap. My capacity to adapt and grow through challenges reveals my inherent worth. And moving further down, we strengthen the boundaries that protect your inherent value. These upper thoracic points dissolve the pattern of allowing others to define your worth. As I tap, feel your body's wisdom in recognizing and maintaining your inherent value, regardless of external input. These points reinforce your energetic sovereignty. Movement through my body strengthens both my physical form and my mental clarity. I am building reserves of resilience with each breath. Next, we tap to support the release of toxic self-criticism. These mid-upper thoracic points enhance your capacity to release judgmental thoughts and feelings. Feel how they help maintain emotional clarity and healthy self-perception as I tap. Notice how these points invite purification of your relationship with yourself. And moving down to T5, we nurture your emotional heart where unworthiness wounds reside. These points dissolve the constriction around your heart created by feeling unlovable. Feel the harmony growing between self-acceptance and deservingness as I tap. Affirm, I am worthy of my own compassion and care. Next, we tap to support digestion of positive experiences that you may reject due to unworthiness. These points dissolve the resistance to receiving compliments and recognition. Feel how they encourage comfortable absorption of affirmation and goodness. These points help you receive the nourishment of positive regard. And now we move to the lower thoracic points to restore the energy depletion caused by unworthiness stress. These points dissolve adrenal fatigue patterns from constantly trying to prove your value. As you tap, feel your energy reserves and inherent worthiness strengthening. Affirm, my worth is not earned through exhaustion, but inherent in my being. Next, we move down to the lumbar points. The upper lumbar points dissolve blocks to full self-expression. Here we rekindle the creative power that's diminished by unworthiness. Feel how tapping here, they help restore confidence in your creative voice. These points reconnect you to your unique gifts that deserve expression. And now at the lower lumbar points, we release old identity structures that have been built around unworthiness. These lower lumbar points dissolve attachments to familiar self-limitation. With each tap, feel how they support comfortable release of outdated self-concepts. And notice how these points help you surrender the burden of proving your worth. And moving further down your spine, we ground in your fundamental right to exist. These sacral points dissolve the core insecurity about belonging in the world. Feel how they help establish proper foundation and support. My worth is inherent to my existence, unaffected by temporary circumstances. And at the tailbone now, my worth does not come from external validation, but flows from within. I belong here exactly as I am. And now moving down to the bladder points behind the knee, we restore vital energy drained by unworthiness patterns. This powerful point behind the legs dissolves chronic depletion from self-doubt. As I tap, feel your fundamental energy and your acceptance of self strengthening. This point reconnects you to your birthright of wholeness and value. And moving down to the lower leg, we nourish your system that has been depleted by unworthiness stress. These points along your lower leg dissolve energy blockages created by self-doubt. Feel your steady sense of inherent value building as I tap. These points restore the vitality that unworthiness has drained from your system. I receive life's nourishment with ease, knowing that imperfection is part of our shared humanity. I embrace all aspects of myself with compassion. And now we're tapping to smooth the emotional volatility of unworthiness. The liver 3 point on the top of the foot dissolves rigid self-perceptions and promotes flexibility. With each tap, feel how it helps maintain fluid self-acceptance through changing circumstances. Affirm, I receive life's nourishment with ease, knowing that imperfection is part of our shared humanity. Moving back to the ear, we're activating deep neurological patterns of self-acceptance. These points stimulate the vagus nerve to dissolve stress responses triggered by unworthiness. Feel the shift from self-criticism to self-compassion as I tap. Notice how these points invite your nervous system to remember inherent worthiness. Next, we tap to enhance communication between thoughts of worth and bodily sensations. These neck points dissolve the disconnection between mental understanding and embodied experience of value. As I tap, feel the integration of mind-body self-acceptance deepening. These points help translate intellectual knowledge of worth into felt experience. My ability to adapt and flow through challenges reveals my inherent resilience. I am becoming more flexible and strong with each experience. And next, we tap points around the ear to dissolve negative self-talk absorbed through hearing. These points transform how you process internal and external messages about your worth. Feel how they maintain clear discernment between truth and conditioning as I tap. Notice how these points help you listen more deeply to your innate value. Here we're clearing vision clouded by unworthiness filters. This point dissolves distorted self-perception. With each tap, feel how it helps you see yourself with greater clarity and compassion. Affirm, I am guided by my inner wisdom rather than external judgments. Now we're tapping to free authentic expression restricted by unworthiness. These throat points dissolve the constriction that limits speaking your truth. Feel the release of fear about being judged as I tap. My voice holds power because my existence matters. Next, we open up the chest armor that protects against unworthiness pain. These points down the chest dissolve the protective shielding around your heart. As I tap, feel how they maintain emotional receptivity and self-compassion. These points help you fully express your inherent value. Further down the chest, we restore fundamental energy depleted by unworthiness. These points support your body's core vitality that self-doubt drains. Feel your resistance and inherent value strengthening as I tap. These points reconnect you to your birthright of worthiness and well-being. I am gently guiding my nervous system from reactivity to responsiveness. Each breath brings me closer to my natural state of balance. Next, we tap to dissolve the gut-level feelings of inadequacy. These abdominal points transform your visceral experience of self. With each tap, feel how they encourage comfortable embodiment of your inherent value. These points help you digest and integrate the nourishing truth of your worth. And now we tap to center in your core essence beyond conditional worth. These lower Dantian points dissolve attachment to performance-based value. Feel your unconditional worthiness and inner stability growing as I tap. Affirm, my worth emanates from within, steady and unchanging. Next, we release specific areas where unworthiness can manifest as physical pain. So these are tender patterns tender points that dissolve body armoring unique to your own body's patterns. As I tap, feel how they help release any held tension that's specific to your unworthiness beliefs. Listen to what your body reveals through these points. Next, we support release of toxic self-judgment, these points along the outside of the elbow dissolve patterns of harsh inner criticism. Feel how they maintain healthy boundaries with yourself as I tap. These points help you release judgment and receive self-compassion. Now we tap to dissolve heart protection that's been erected against unworthiness pain. These wrist points transform defensive patterns that block self-recognition. With each tap, feel how they maintain emotional receptivity and heart openness. Affirm, I honor my needs alongside the needs of others. Next, we tap to support the release of grief from perceived unworthiness. These inner wrist points dissolve the sorrowful aspect of feeling undeserving. Feel how they maintain comfortable emotional processing as I tap. These points help you release attachment to unworthiness and receive the inspiration of your true value. I am guided by my inner wisdom rather than external judgments. My worth emanates from within, steady and unchanging. Next, we tap to enhance circulation of self-acceptance throughout your system. This master point on the hand dissolves stagnant energy of unworthiness anywhere in your body. As I tap, feel how it maintains fluid movement between self-perception and physical experience. This point helps transform contracted unworthiness into expansive self-recognition. And next, we dissolve resistance to moving forward with confidence. These points along the outer hip and thigh transform hesitation based on feeling undeserving. Feel how they maintain comfortable advancement and self-assurance as I tap. These points help you step forward with certainty in your inherent value. And next, we tap to nourish self-perception that's been depleted by unworthiness. These inner knee points dissolve beliefs about conditional worth. With each tap, feel how they maintain healthy self-recognition and stable self-value. These points help you stand firmly in your unconditional worthiness. And now we tap to enhance flexibility in rigid self-perceptions. This master point below the outer knee dissolves any fixed beliefs about your value. Feel how it maintains adaptable self-acceptance as I tap. This point helps transform rigid patterns of self-judgment into flowing self-compassion. This point above the inside ankle dissolves scattered energy of trying to prove your worth. As I tap, feel how it grounds you in inherent value. Affirm, my worth is not earned through exhaustion, but inherent in my being. And near the ankle, we support fundamental self-acceptance at your core. This point dissolves depletion of essence from unworthiness stress. Feel how it maintains vital sense of deserving as I tap. This point reconnects you to your birthright of belonging and value. And finally, we tap the kidney 1 point on the soles of your feet, deeply grounding your right to exist. This point connects you to the earth that supports you without question. With each tap, feel how it dissolves doubt about your place in the world. Affirm, my worth is inherent in my existence, unaffected by temporary circumstances. I stand firmly in this knowledge. This concludes our tapping session. Now, while all these points are open and the energy is flowing, I'll just recharge the batteries, starting with the upper dantian. the middle dantian, and the lower dantian. I hope you enjoyed that session. Just take a moment to notice what's happening in your body. You may feel some warmth or tingling, maybe a sense of lightness or a gentle expansion. And these are all signs that the energy is flowing more freely and that old blockages are beginning to dissolve, and your system is remembering its natural state of harmony. So throughout the session, we planted these seeds of truth, not just as words, but as living blueprints for healing. Now, these affirmations are helping your body and your mind rewire. They're calming your hormones, soothing your nervous system, and gently reshaping those beliefs that no longer serve you. And science is just beginning to confirm what ancient wisdom already knew, that when healing messages are received on a deep level, at a cellular level, they can reduce shame, restore your self-worth, and build resilience from within. So the healing we've begun today is going to continue to unfold. So you might notice better sleep, steadier emotions, clarity in your thoughts, or just a softening in the way that you relate to yourself. And these shifts are all signs of a deeper integration. Your mind, your body, and your energy system are all reconnecting at a much deeper level. So trust the pace of your healing. Now, there may be moments of emotional release or some unexpected intensity, and this is just the energy moving through and making space for something new. So be gentle with yourself. You're not breaking down, you're actually opening up. So to continue this process, I'll also invite you to explore an 8-week integration guide. There's a link in the description. It's a completely free resource, and it's filled with some daily practices to support your sense of inherent worth and inner safety. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Thank you for letting me walk alongside you today. And as you move forward, remember your worth isn't something you ever have to earn. It's who you already are. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel yourself arriving fully in this moment, whole, present, and enough. Our session is complete, but your healing is still unfolding.